sisters. Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp.
Hey guys, Wheat Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. You actually might want to call me the Obsolete King. It came up because someone got mad that I wasn't playing Fire Golems, even though I'm actually the Skeleton King, and then I've been abandoning them for seasons to play, Fire Golems, hashtag free Fire Golems in Season 3, and then there was the Poison King last season and the CE King, every king but a Skeleton King. And so anyways, I'm finally playing skeletons again, just straight up skeletons. And someone got mad about it because they thought I was going to play Fire Golems. Didn't even run Fire Golems in Nightmare. So first, let's talk about that. Fire Golems are clearly the best summon in Nightmare. But it's really not that big of a deal because getting through Nightmare is really, really easy. So you can just do it with any build in the game, okay? Any build. The only build I don't recommend is Bone because I think dealing with mana in Normal and Nightmare is just never worth your time. I hate it, okay? And don't argue with me about how it's not that bad. It's actually that bad, okay? If you have to deal with mana in Normal and Nightmare, that's where I draw the line. So anyway, Skeleton Warriors were incredibly nerfed, and I still notice it. In fact, I really want them to buff their life just a little bit because they are weaker than mages. Now, you may notice that mages die less than warriors at higher skill levels, and that's actually a very interesting difference between mages and warriors. Well, warriors used to have a shit ton of life, but now that warriors have less life, the reason why warriors get so tanky later on is because they actually have incredibly high health regen. They actually get like 700 to 800 health regen, and that means every 2 seconds they're getting 700 to 800 health, or basically every second 350 to 400. So that's why they can die less, and also there's life tap, which is also an incredibly useful tool. I just think they should have a bit more health than they do because I don't think it makes sense that they literally have less health than mages, but just a little bit, okay? It's not much of a buff. They're still fine. You can use them. They're a little annoying early on in Hell, which is why going Golem Revives is so nice. But here's a video showing you that you don't need to play a meta build, okay? My skeletons, I think, are plus 12. And I'm using the Whirlwind Merc. By the way, guys, Whirlwind Merc is my new buddy. One of the reasons I stayed Warriors in the Nightmare, 2 reasons. One, I found good gear for Warriors. I found a plus 3 Skeleton Warrior wand. Partly thanks to a friend when I was doing Tristrom's early on. He said, "Hey, Skeleton King, I like you. Want a plus 3 warrior one?" And I was like, yeah. And then I found a plus 3 warrior head with plus 2 skeleton mastery. And so my warriors were actually pretty nice in Nightmare. Definitely still slower than fire golems. But I eventually got a skeleton, the undead crown and stuff, and so it kind of just made sense to say warriors, especially with this Act 5 merc. And now obviously you could go clay revives, but, my warriors were okay. The whirlwind merc destroys, okay? His fierce pierce on an enemy is so much better than might, it's hard to put it into words. By the way, this is how you properly do many Ubers early on. By the way, this druid actually has enough gear to do minis by himself, but there's a problem with Lilith in that she has a random poison res spawn. She's supposed to spawn at 95 poison res, I believe, in PD2. It could be 90, but due to how the game spawns enemies, they get added bonuses like map bosses. This happens with them. It happens with many Ubers, and so she can spawn poison immune, and so he actually could not damage her. So we were kind of discussing a game plan. The game plan is going to be he casts LR because he has level 20 LR. I have my 20 Curse Mastery, so then I can stack Amp and Life Tap on top. His Fire Golems will do most of the damage. And now that we have quite a bit of LR, I actually think he still doesn't do any damage because he said he couldn't do damage even with his Merc getting her Curse off. And her Curse is actually 35, which is a minus... Is it really a level 35 LR? It's like a minus 45 poison res. It's basically almost as good as his is. But anyways, we smash her. Now, why? Well, there's actually one big reason bigger than anything else. It's because Udawars have Crushing Blow. So basically, just kind of having a game plan about who's going to do what really makes this go a lot quicker. And I have no gear. The Fire Golem guy has no gear. He wasn't even at plus 20 yet because he gives everything away. I have my shitty Skeleton Warriors, and it's not that bad. So anyways, this video is kind of random, kind of awkward, but I got to talk about a few things about this season, some changes I'd like to see, and that if you just understand how this game works, you can make anything work, guys. Like, Diablo 2's simple. And by the way, T1 maps have so little health. Never talk to me again about anything but T1 farming. Okay, guys? Nothing else makes any sense. It's so easy. Skeleton King out. GG, guys.
Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Daddy.